All right. This is about a man who has commanded my respect for years. Back in 2016, Miss Jerry and her son, Lana and Amanda, wanted to be racist towards Colin Kaepernick because he wasn't doing the mandatory nationalism that is expected in a tyrannical society, such as Nazi Germany, Stalinist Russia, Sparta. Believe it or not, Sparta is actually worse than Nazi Germany. How so? They killed far more of the world's population, and they held far more slaves. Well, per capita. To this day, we have never had a naval battle that involved as many human beings and as many boats as the last Punic War, when the Carthaginians, the greatest empire of the Mediterranean up to that time, they were completely crushed by the Romans. Oh, I'm sorry about the belch. It was a long night and I had a lot of anxiety. Colin Kaepernick. He refused mandatory nationalism. If the country and the flag that you're supposed to mandatorily put your hand over your heart as if you love this country that is murdering your brothers and sisters and pretending like it's okay, making any excuse. No. Colin Kaepernick taking a knee was standing up for our rights. And when Miss Jerry's son posted up in October of 2016 about how he wanted a soldier to punch Colin Kaepernick in the throat, you goddamn right I said something. That's a real American hero. This is a man who turned down millions of dollars per year. All right? This is a guy who had to earn it, unlike Donald Trump. This is a man who had to bust his ass to become good at that sport. But the sport was not as important to him as human lives. That paycheck was not as important to him as human lives. While Colin Kaepernick gets treated like a monster because he knelt during the national anthem for a good reason and for a good cause, and you guys want him harmed or killed or lynched. I've seen so many people post shit like that on Facebook. You know, that's why Miss Jerry and Lana and Amanda, Tyler, and a great many other members of that group and family that I blocked them all at once. As soon as Miss Jerry got involved in that shit, there was no reason for me to continue speaking to any of them. Of course, when Natalie died, I really needed help, and they offered. How can I expect racists to keep their word, especially when they have a history of not keeping their word? I'm not going to pretend that none of the good things that these people did for me ever happened, because they did. Although these people forget that I ever did anything good for them, because it's not convenient when they're angry at me. Why are they angry at me? For telling the truth. Lovely. So I'm going to read something today from somebody who's on my Facebook list, and she was raised to be racist, right? And she has said that she's tried to break free of that. She don't like black people. She does have black friends. But we're going to read what she had to say about Colin Kaepernick today. Her name is Roberta, and she posted up a picture. It says Forbes.com poll: 61% of Americans say Roger Goodell owes Colin Kaepernick an apology. You're goddamn right. But here's what typed to go along with this thing that she posted. She typed, like hell, kneeling during the national anthem is racist and disrespectful to not only our men overseas. Holy shit, she doesn't even know what racism or disrespect are. Holy fucking shit. She used the term racism and disrespectful completely out of context. Not only are men overseas, there's also women overseas, and they should be here, not murdering people in foreign countries who have dark skin. Most of these people being killed in these foreign countries are children. Most. How is it that most of the people being killed by American forces are children? Is it because these other people are putting guns in their hands? Well, let me ask you a question. If a bunch of Russians come over here and want to blow a bunch of shit up, and they're shooting through random buildings in every town, killing pretty much anybody who's in there, not caring if it's a baby or a family of 6 or an old person in a wheelchair. Yeah, are you going to give your son a rifle and allow him to fight back? To allow him to shoot back at those son of a bitches? Especially if you're surrounded and have nowhere to go? You goddamn right you are. Here in America, we would do the exact same fucking thing to a foreign invader. Not only are men overseas, but the black infantry who volunteered to fight for this country. Black infantry? You mean grunts? So, because there are black people who are dumb enough to support these Nazis, does that mean that Colin Kaepernick is racist for kneeling during the national anthem in order to stand up for the rights of his own people? Colin Kaepernick wasn't taking a knee because he's a coward. He wasn't taking a knee to be an asshole to a bunch of white people like Roberta. He was taking a knee because George Floyd was not the first black American to be murdered by the police. And he certainly, in the last week, we have been able to see, just in the last week, that he obviously has not been the last. But the black infantry who volunteered to fight for this country. Now, I want you guys to know that Roberta is mentally disabled. I don't mean mentally disabled as in mentally ill. I mean as in she has a mild amount of Down syndrome. And it is mild, but also she grew up with racists. And no, I'm not making excuses for her. I'm telling you how this came about. She's not that bright. She wants to come across as intelligent. She wants to come across as, well, you know what, I'm just going to read this thing. Like hell, kneeling during the national anthem is racist and disrespectful to not only our men overseas, but the black infantry who volunteered to fight for this country. This racist bullshit started with the Black Panthers and never fucking stopped. Oh my God, we have gone through so much ignorance just in that part right there. Bitches, please, just because you black don't mean life owes you a single unearned mother-loving penny. You saying that black people earned being murdered by the police? Is that what you're trying to say, Roberta? Are you trying to say that because they're black that they're not working for it, that they haven't earned it? Roberta, this whole goddamn thing that you just typed is racist. The whole goddamn thing. And it's also dismissive and full of bullshit. I mean, literally, right now, I'm rambling at you guys because I don't want to break down what I just read, and I really should. First of all, this racist bullshit didn't start with the Black Panthers. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense was created to protect the lives of black Americans. With guns, if need be. Colin Kaepernick just took a knee. Why did the Black Panther Party do that? First of all, because our Second Amendment right gives them the right to. And so does the First Amendment. Did you know that WIC, you know what WIC is, right? Women, infants, and children? Yeah, that was started by the Black Panthers. Roberta, you get WIC. You are getting the benefits of a program started by the Black Panthers, who you are now being racist against and blaming them for racism. The Black Panthers, when did they start? Did the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense start in 1776? No? Then shut the fuck up. Get your heads out your asses, pull on your mature adult pants and skirts, and get off the damned couch and fucking do something to earn what you want. Bitch! How about you go walking down the street and get slammed down to the ground and get shot in the head by a police officer for the color of your skin? Oh yeah, it's not going to happen because you're white. Also, you're going to get leniency because you're a woman. And also, you will get actual help because you're mentally retarded. When I say mentally retarded, I'm not saying that as an insult. You are extremely slow in the head. And since we're throwing insults out there, those are free. Let's see. Kaepernick got what he deserved. Kneel before the cross and stand and salute the flag. Fuck the cross! Burn that goddamn thing! You really think that Jesus wants to see a fucking cross? That is the most insulting goddamn thing ever! So now I mandatorily have to be Christian for a rich white bitch, except she's not rich. She's just white. Now, not many people are going to listen to her because she's also ugly as sin. And in this case, you know, that's actually to our benefit. But there are lots of people who are ugly as sin, who are not like this, who don't get hurt either. Why? Because they're ugly as sin. They're not pretty people. Good morning, Miss Mocha Latte. All right, now we'll continue this more. Now, I'm doing my best not to break it down because I really want to, but we'll never get through it if I do that. Let's see. Kneel before the cross and stand and salute the flag. Burn the flag, you're basically saying, fuck America. There is no America! If that piece of fabric is more important than a human life, I say burn it. I say shit all over it. I say piss on it in fucking public. I say hang it upside down from Donald Trump's corpse, if that's what it takes. How long do you think we're going to have to wait for Donald Trump to die? He's pretty old. He's not in very good health. And he's dumb as a fucking stump. Yeah, he's going to be dead soon. Nobody has to assassinate him. He's just going to fucking die. And when he does, make sure that you piss on that flag. Make sure that you shit on that flag. Make sure that when you tie it to his corpse and light it on fire, that God and everybody gets to see it. Yet you still live here, demanding life pay you for blind hate and ignorance and your laziness and lack of respect for not only yourselves, but the country my family fought for. Fuck your family, Roberta! I know your family! I have recordings of the things that you have told me about your family. I don't give a fuck if your family fought for this. There are plenty of people who fought during the Revolutionary War for a constitution that no longer exists. Now let's continue on this. To defend your rights as Americans, except they don't have them. They don't have rights as Americans. They're the N-word to people like you, Roberta. That's all they are. The fact is, they're human beings too, and they don't have the same rights as you, Roberta. They don't. You are in a house and a white girl. How is this above your fuck? Oh yeah, an IQ of a fucking stump. I forgot. And you were raised to be racist. I forgot. You also didn't pay any attention in history. I forgot. By the way, I've known Roberta for, well, at least 15 years, maybe longer. You disrespect a Vietnam veteran who is now blind because of a metal plate holding his head together. With all due respect, who cares? Who cares? At this point, you want to tell us that we owe our tyrants, that we owe our oppressors. We do. We owe it to them to treat them how they treat us, Roberta. When we are being murdered for being unarmed, we owe it to the upper echelon to arm ourselves and shoot back. Something that you have completely negated and dismissed in your racist rant. Now, who's this Vietnam veteran who is now blind because of a metal plate holding his head together? All right, I want to know that. And also, I want to know how it is that him getting a fucked up plate and being blind, how does that make Colin Kaepernick at fault? I want to know that too. Mind you, I ditched, got rid of, and blocked some of my favorite people because I believe more in Colin Kaepernick than in racism. Show the veterans under the flag the respect they deserve. Fuck the veterans! If that flag is more important than the veterans, than human fucking lives, then fuck the veterans too! They're not fighting in this country for our rights. They're killing people in other countries to oppress our rights. NFL was supposed to be family friendly. Oh yeah, you want to hate Colin Kaepernick? Train! Because he fought for basic human rights. Rights that you, Roberta, as a homeless person, I saw you break down and cry. I saw you smash things. I saw you hit Jeremy on multiple occasions over the exact same things that Colin Kaepernick took a knee for. Then again, Colin Kaepernick did take a knee for black rights. That doesn't mean that it didn't happen to Roberta Rogerson, I'm sorry. That doesn't mean that it didn't happen to people like me. That doesn't mean that it's not happening to millions of homeless people across America. Yes, I agree at least with the one part of it's not just a black issue. But she didn't write that down at all, did she? No, she didn't. She's trying to be hateful towards a human rights activist. She's doing, well, something that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had to deal with and Malcolm X had to deal with. The Black Panther Party for self-defense did more to raise awareness than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It did more to create change than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is my favorite hero of the 20th century. Why? Because he fought peacefully. But at the same time, he really didn't affect shit. Malcolm X made more of an impact. The Black Panther Party for self-defense made more of an impact. Why is that? Because these rich, white, upper echelon motherfuckers realized that, yeah, if we don't do something, these people are going to fucking kill us. And rightly so. If 1,000 white people walked into Congress and did that shit, they'd get away with it, wouldn't they? Well, I can tell you honestly that if 1,000 black people walked into the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., and killed everybody in there, I would not only be okay with it, I would applaud it. These people aren't just the enemy of black folks. These aren't just the enemy of Native Americans. They are the enemies of freedom. They are the enemies of the Constitution. They are the enemies of the Bill of Rights. They are the enemies of we the people. Family friendly. You want to hate him who isn't getting paid for that job because he chose to fight for human rights. Meanwhile, you don't say shit about the motherfucker who was dogfighting, and then they let him right the fuck back in. Family friendly? Between this guy fighting for human rights and a guy who's having dogs kill each other for his own fucking sick, twisted pleasure. Yeah, fuck your family friendly. There ain't never been a such goddamn thing. Let's continue. Heroes of every sort worthy of their fans' adoration will stand and salute the flag because that flag carries the memories. That flag doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. That flag has become the modern Nazi flag. The American flag is the modern Confederate flag. At this point in time, that flag represents tyranny and oppression and murder. You get the Constitution back, actually fight for the Constitution instead of attacking those who are fighting for it, instead of being racist because you were raised to be that way. Try breaking the fucking cycle, dumbass. Roberta, I want you to remember someone. For me, I want you to remember Mark Swanigan. Probably the most racist black person any of us have ever met. And you were friends with him, weren't you? Fuck the fans. They give a fuck about bread and fucking circuses. Football is fucking bullshit. Football is a distraction, just like baseball, just like basketball. Oh, we can't fight for black people to have rights, but we can exploit them for our own entertainment in the Coliseum, can't we? We have all of these white people in sports who use that for a platform to speak from. Why can't a black man? Because carries the memories and the love and the honor and the integrity. Holy shit, a bunch of stuff that we don't have in the United States. This isn't a living country. Our upper echelon doesn't love us. They love the fact that they get free shit. We'll work the rest of our lives and they don't have to. Memories? No. After our Constitution was completely obliterated, those memories no longer exist. Those are bad memories. Why? Because they're memories that all of these soldiers fought for a Constitution and we flushed it down the goddamn toilet because we're cowards. Then again, Colin Kaepernick's not a coward. Now is he? Honor. What's honorable about victimizing the most victimized people in America? What is honorable about shooting foreign kids and pretending it's for our rights? Rights we no longer have. Where is the honor in any of that? Integrity? Holy fucking shit, look who's president. And the respect of those who died for this country and your rights as American individuals. I want you to reread the last part of that, Roberta. The integrity and respect of those who died for this country and your rights as American individuals. He doesn't have rights. He's fucking black. A man who is cruel to animals means more to you than a man who's fighting for our rights. Because whether we try to pretend that it's just for black people or not, those are our rights that were taken away. And just because this particular group is taking more of that bullshit right now than many of the other ones, doesn't mean that once they're eradicated that we're not next. Our government doesn't care about the people. It doesn't care about black people, doesn't care about white people, doesn't care about native people. They care about power, which means that all they want to do is manipulate you into giving them free shit. Democrats, Republicans, liberals, they're all a bunch of shitheads. Who fought and died for this country And his rights as American individuals, he's not treated like an American. The Bill of Rights is gone. The Constitution is gone. And the country that those people fought and died for is fucking gone. As soon as Kaiser Wilhelm II abdicated his throne and ran away from Germany, that was no longer the same Germany that those soldiers in World War I fought and died for. It was no longer the same Germany that it was when it first gained its independence and became a nation. At the end of World War II, when Adolf Hitler was shot in the fucking head, thank goodness, that Nazi flag was removed. That country itself ceased to exist. Its form of government ceased to exist, and it became a new country. And then again, when the Russians and Americans split it up, and then again, when the Berlin Wall came down, what's the difference? They changed their flag with a change of government type. We didn't. We keep that flag so that we can get ignorant people and racist assholes to go along with an agenda and pretend like this today is what those people fought for. No, the fuck it isn't. This is not the country that they fought for in the Civil War. This is not the country that they fought for in the Revolutionary War. And Colin Kaepernick is a goddamn hero. Between taking the side of Colin Kaepernick, the hero, or going along with the racist, redneck, rhetoric bullshit of Jerry Sparks, Tyler Frericks, Lana Engeline, Amanda Engeline, and Roberta Rogerson. Yeah, I'm going to take Colin Kaepernick every time. Now, Amanda, she used to have sex with a guy named Ben. Ben happens to be black. Ben had a white brother named, and you guys can actually see him in some of my videos, Bradley Dollinger. Kind of like Bollinger, but starts with a D instead of a B. And where are they both from? They're both from Maryland. And, well, Amanda Engeline accused Ben of sexually molesting her daughter. She never saw him do anything like that. And her daughter was just a baby at the time, like this tall. Why is Ben going to play with a baby like that? But what did accusing him of that do? First, it made his brother, quote unquote, this white guy who wants to talk like he's black. I'm black. I'm black. I grew up. No, oh, fuck you, Ben. Now, why am I calling him Ben if his name is Bradley? Because Ben was the name of the black guy. That is what they did to him. And it's fine because he's black. He had to flee Chapel, Nebraska, which is probably a good thing because people here don't like black folks anyway. That is starting to change. We're working hard on that. There's at least 5 to 10 of us in this town who are really working hard on that. Every time I see a black person in town, I smile. Why was Ben targeted by Amanda Engeline? Was it because he actually molested her daughter? Her daughter wasn't even a year old at that time. Ben had been supporting Lana and Amanda, supporting them for almost a year by that point. What did Amanda and Ben argue over? What is it that they were fighting over that resulted in her doing that to him? I could tell you, but I really want Amanda to do so. Amanda Ingline, fuck you, you racist cunt. Jerry Sparks, fuck you, you racist cunt. Wes King, fuck you, you racist cunt. Tyler Frericks, fuck you, you racist cunt. You don't like that? I don't give a shit. Roberta, I love you just as much as I love these other racist cunts. But I believe in equality. If you're going to do the same thing that they are, fuck you, you racist cunt. I love you. Peace out. Anima.